What's up, Golden Frying Pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I hope you guys had a good week. It's back on Friday because Thursday really didn't seem to work out very well. But bizarrely enough, it seems like a lot of people watched that video. A lot of people compared to the typical 10 or 20, which is funny because I frequently just forget that people actually watch this, and it's not just me saying ramblings onto the internet. Sometimes I forget. And can you really blame me? I don't think you can. But I do have an interesting topic for today. I think we'll wait until the game really starts before I head into it. But it's essentially dreams. We love talking about Dream. Dream was taken. Dream not found. No, we're not talking about that Dream. We're talking about we're talking about the other, more boring, more typically discussed sense of dreams. That being, passion. Wow, what was that? Oh, okay. Passion. Things that interest you, because I think it's safe to say what my dream is. Well, you'd think that. If someone were to ask what my dream were, it wouldn't be quite as linear as I want to be a YouTuber. I do want to do YouTube. I do badly want to do YouTube. I think that YouTube is a lot of fun, and I love the community that you're able to build and the people that you're able to hang out with, and just the general atmosphere. But something that's very important to know and differentiate is YouTube isn't really freedom. If that makes sense. Like, whenever people will talk about YouTube, they'll be like, "Oh, I love the freedom that comes with YouTube." Because in theory, it's pretty free. You don't really have to wake up or you don't have to go somewhere. You're not required to do this, that, or the other thing. But still, given saying that, you do have a lot of other stuff that you're not exactly free to deal with, right? There's a lot of things that you need to keep in mind, and you can't just, do things as you want every day. But regardless, that's not necessarily what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about dreams, and I guess in a sense sacrifices along with that, because as everyone knows, you can't really get your dreams without sacrifices. Everyone says follow your dreams, don't let your memes be dreams, or whatever the joke is. I don't know. People always, there's the famous statement of follow your dreams, and don't let them pass you by. But I want to really rationalize that for you guys real quick. It's scary. It's really scary to be alive and to deal with that impending feeling of failure, of disappointment, of inconsistency and insecurity. It's not in any way guaranteed to have a dream. And I guess that's one of the most appealing things about it is, everyone talks about, this is a very weird looking skin. Huh. That's weird. That's just weird. Dreams are, people talk about one of the most enjoyable thing about having something you want to accomplish is, that accomplishing it. It's not just, having it be accomplished or anything like that. That was just stupid on my part. It's not just the, act of it being accomplished. It's the act of accomplishing it. It's still, it's scary. It requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, attention, and simply it requires you to be a different version of yourself, if that makes sense. It requires you to be someone that is not necessary. You're gonna have to make sacrifices, and that comes with not just like, oh, instead of going here, I go there, and this, that, or the other thing. You'll also find it in other ways, in mentality, in your own belief of yourself, in how you hang out with others, in who you think you are, right? All of it will be tested whenever you're accomplishing your dreams, because in reality, life is filled with people that weren't willing to make that sacrifice, that weren't willing to change themselves, that weren't willing to push themselves and enhance themselves for that. And I don't know if enhance is the proper word, but regardless, they weren't willing to change in a way that probably would have been a bit more beneficial, Sometimes one of the biggest difficulties in accomplishing your dreams is realizing that they're not what you thought they were. Oh, that sucks. They're not what you thought they were. And because they're not what you thought they were, you're not as effectively able to... it's just not the dream you thought it was. For using YouTube as example, someone that goes into YouTube thinking, oh, it's, perfect, you get to hang out with all these cool people, and, it's fun and entertaining, you'll be disappointed. That is not what YouTube is. YouTube is a lot of stress, a lot of second guessing yourself, a lot of not knowing why you're succeeding or failing. It's a lot of entitlement. It's a lot of momentum. It's a lot of movement. And if you expect it to be, oh, I just upload some videos and then I get, thousands of dollars, you will be disappointed. Okay, that is a lot of those guys. Oh, I'm dead, yeah. You'll be disappointed, and you're going to run into that disappointment in every facet of life, but especially in every part of, trying to accomplish your dreams. It's not easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Not only is it not easy, it's not really accessible to everybody. Some people... One of my... a question that I always ask myself is like... I think anyone should ask themselves, or I guess just a general funny question to ask is if it can get done. Wow, what was happening with that pyro? That guy was breakdancing. It is important to ask if it is possible, because some people are just not put it in that scenario. You have these incredibly sad stories of instances of people that should be able to do something. They have all the talent to do something, but their life doesn't line up with it. You have if you ever watch like a war movie, you will have that scene. You will have that happen where it's like, oh, this person was great, this person was amazing, and they were like a really good artist, but they died. And it's not like they really could have ran away. They probably would have gotten sent to prison if they did. And so it's something that... Oh, the medic... Okay, he did follow me. Oh, well, it didn't matter. It's something that is important to be able to balance it. Currently, I'm dealing with a very interesting part of my life. Obviously, I've been working at the factory for the last, year now. And since then, I've learned and grown a lot. I initially started YouTube, last summer, a couple summers ago. I believe I've discussed about how, oh, dang it, man, why do they have so many heavies? And a couple summers ago, I had a really bad summer. I believe I have talked about it in the past. Okay, we're losing. Nope, we go. I believe I've talked about it in the past of, trying to work on... Nope, okay, awesome. A couple summers ago, I really believed that I could be a YouTuber. Yeah, I was just getting out of high school, and I thought that I was going to be a YouTuber. And then I proceeded to do nothing all summer.
Oh, you dandies, prancing about with your heads full of eyeballs.
I love TF2. The sorry, I just lost my train of thought entirely. That summer, I thought that I was going to be a YouTuber. I was going to work on it. I was going to, I was going to be that guy. I wasn't. I was not that guy at all. I was not him. I was not him at the hymns. I failed at the end of the summer. I really did. There's like plenty of other ways I could say it, but that is the short simple. I was not the person I thought I was. And so going forward, I have this. I feel like it's a justifiable fear of that same sense of failure. This is not a good place for this. Where do I put this? 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 We'll put it here. But yeah, it's something that I tried. I said that I was going to commit to it entirely, and I just didn't. I didn't at all. Uh-oh. Dang it. Well. Ow. No! Oh, we're going to get rolled. Oh, we're done. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get rolled. This is going to be bad. Okay. Uh-oh. Yikes. Please. Yes! No! Does he have a... He doesn't. We're cooked. Uh-oh. Now we're done.
Teleporter going up.
So, now, whenever I look at things, I'm admittedly, a bit reserved about it. You know? I don't know if I would be able to do it. This last week, for many reasons, I have started considering dropping out of work, quitting my job, and trying to focus on YouTube again. Mainly because the place of employment that I'm at has kind of led me to test its actual longevity. You know, I'm not entirely confident in it as I was beforehand, and the fact that I got this place in the first, at all, I'm very fortunate for. Maybe this is... No, that is a bad idea. That's a bad idea. That's a bad... Dang it! Dang it. Knew it immediately, too. But sometimes that's just a thing that happens with movement. You know, you need to take a risk, but you won't really know if that risk is worth taking until you've taken it. Right? Some of these things you just don't know the answer to until you try and fail. And that sucks. That's horrifying. Why does it have to be that way? I don't know. But it seems like it does. Okay, where do we put? Okay. Yeah. This is not looking great for us, but we'll try it. And I've talked to many people about this. You know, it's really funny whenever I think about it, because me and Schlatt, me and the big guy, the one individual, could not be further apart. Whenever you listen about Jay Schlatt goes by a very safe and rigorous way. Like, he was quite literally entirely profitable on YouTube before he dropped out, right? It was something that he was making a lot of money, and oh crap, of course. Okay, well, now we're gonna have those guys behind us, but whatever. Never mind then, I guess. And admittedly, what I, am thinking of doing, what the plan would. Oh, that's just rude. That's just rude. Would be a little bit more dangerous. It'd be considerably more dangerous. Given that I am not fully on YouTube. Not fully on YouTube in the slightest. Yet despite that, it's something that Hey, you should stop that. And you should too. I'm gonna die, but it's okay. Dang it. Dang. No, we got rolled. Maybe last stand. Maybe last stand. This is it, guys. This is it. Oh, no. No, it isn't. I hope you guys had a good week. Yeah, there's a lot of things to think about. A lot of things that I have been thinking about. Probably not going to do anything extreme. Probably not going to quit my job or anything like that. But who knows? I've done dumber things. I've done smarter things. I hope you guys have a good week, and I hope you guys had a good week. Yeah. See you guys next week. Bye.